because that one kid you went to high school with is a SoundCloud rapper doesn't mean you can disrespect an entire art form.
Shit, you wanna do this shit tonight 'cause it might hurt, baby, you know what I'm saying? It might hurt you when I get up in the morning to leave, you know what I mean? Take that walk, you know what I mean? Slam. When I hit you up, I'm talking about banking something. Chill off in your crib and have a thing, probably make a stank or something. Girl, you like my bottom bitch. Post my bill, pay for my lawyer. Play your position when the mother hoes get out of order. When you wanna give me that, you purchase a plane ticket. Word around now when I bust her down in my shit like them lames did. Got a dick with my dick mirror lipstick. Basically, if this bitch play with me, she playing me. I'm on some pimp shit, but real. But real.
Welcome to page 3 of Diary of a Mad Black Scholar. I'm Ruby. My pronouns are she, they.
I'm Shaisha. My pronouns are they, them.
And we have a very special guest. Oh my god, it's Evo.
Hi.
He does the music.
Yeah, I'm Evo. I do the music. My pronouns are he, him. And I'm a music tech major at UNCA.
Okay.
Yep.
Introductions. Yeah. So today, let me tell y'all what happened. So basically, the plan was to talk about... Okay, let me run it back. So, last week, we went on this whole tangent about how rap is real, you know, and how it's a real genre and don't disrespect it. And so, I was like, we're going to talk about music, whatever. And we were going to talk about, like, rap and hip-hop, but I don't know any black people at UNCA who do music.
Okay.
So I was like, only person that I know who does music that like I actually want to talk to is Evo. So
ew, let's keep it. Ew.
Please.
That's pretty cute, no lie.
I don't want no PDA up here.
I feel like that was I was just throwing shade at like the sheer amount of whiteness in the music department.
She had to Mr. Clean you.
Damn.
But so yeah, and then I was like, but Evo's like not black.
Facts.
So like, I'm kind of a hypocrite for that. So then I was like, let's just low key roast Evo for a little bit and talk about decolonizing your music taste. But then Asia was like, but I don't really feel any type of way about that. So now we're here.
I just knew you were gonna throw shade to me, but it's fine.
I wasn't throwing shade.
It feels like
it was
shade.
just a whole umbrella, honey. At this point.
Okay. Honesty is the best policy, I guess.
So basically what I did was I'm gonna just pass the torch on to them because they're both creatives. I don't create anything. So wow.
Damn, in the middle of her sentence.
Wow. Sorry. But they're both creatives, so I guess I'll try to lead the conversation because I was trying to get them to like actually talk about stuff and like think about what they want to talk about, but apparently I'm supposed to be responsible today. Ew. So
wow, who would have thought the host of a podcast?
Oh my god, yo, my foot's cramping up. I'm about to die.
Fix it.
I'm about to die. Oh my god. Okay.
During the podcast.
Please. So I guess what do y'all want to talk about? Do you want to get into music, decolonizing your taste in music first, and then we can get into art?
Sure.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Sure, that's cool.
Okay. Well, I'm about to put you on blast.
I know.
Okay,
I was expecting it. I knew this was.
Okay, so let me preface to say that Evo is not Caucasian.
He is not.
He is not Caucasian.
I am Hispanic.
Just say Colombian.
Yeah, I'm Colombian. I'm half Colombian. Yeah.
Ooh, he's half Colombian. The other half is Caucasian. But
true. Yeah.
But when I met Evo, this man, I'm about to put you on blast.
Okay, hold
this
up,
man, he listened to
Led
Zeppelin.
Listen. Let me. I can give that introduction.
No. I want to talk about it.
All right,
So I met Evo. Evo was like, "Hi, I'm Evo. I'm a jazz and contemporary major," and I'm like, "Ooh, jazz. Okay, cool, whatever." And so we're talking, and this dude's like, "Led Zeppelin." I'm like, "What is that?" Like Zed Zeppelin. What?
Zeppelin.
And so, that, and then what happened, I think there was a whole, like, me and you having a conversation about Led Zeppelin, but then I was like, I've never listened to the Beatles. Let me tell y'all about the Beatles real quick, and I know y'all might burn me at the stake for this, but is the Beatles really that good?
Nah, I'm with that. I tried to listen to it.
It's not that crazy. I don't think it's...
It's not terrible, but it's not my cup of tea.
Okay. So here's why I say this, because I, like, knew who the Beatles were. And I was like, okay, like, I'm rocking with that. Like, it's the Beatles. And I feel like a lot of people hype up the Beatles.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of, like, white people are like, oh, my God, you've never listened to the Beatles? And, like, my initial response was, like, have you ever listened to Ice Cube? Like, did you know that Ice Cube is, like, a rapper and not just an actor?
Please.
They knew
like,
him from that damn 21 Jump Street.
Please. No, but that's the thing, though, is that the fact that people probably know him from 21 Jump Street and not even Are We There Yet? Crazy.
Are we there yet? That is a throwback.
It is. But anyways, so, like, I guess I don't really, like, do music. So, like, I know that, like, the Beatles had a significant, like, they were significant in, like, music.
And that's
like,
the thing, because I'm never gonna be, like, get in the car and be like, hey, let's listen to the Beatles.
It's just
because we're beating on you as soon as you say it.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, yeah, but, like, as far as, and it's like they did new stuff, but they also stole some stuff, just like everyone else did back then. But yeah, like, it's like the impact that they had. That's why people are like, you never listened to the Beatles? Like,
yeah, but I feel like, I don't know. That's then again, like, me growing up listening to, like, the music that I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're like, ooh, like the Beatles, like, you know, like, they're like classic, like, you're like, oh, like you need to listen to the Beatles. Just like, that's just like me, like, meeting somebody and I'm like, oh, like, you haven't listened to Erykah Badu? So like so like in my head I'm thinking like of the same thing. And so like I remember you told me what songs to, like, put on the playlist, and I made, like, a whole playlist for it. It's still on my Spotify.
For the Beatles?
Yeah, it's still on my Spotify.
I remember that.
Yes, that phase where I was, like, trying to get into it, and, like, there were some songs that I liked.
On it. That was strange.
Bruh. But there were some songs that I liked. But all in all, like, I was like, bro, I'm tired. Like, I'm sleepy. Like, y'all be listening to this, like, on a regular?
I feel like it's very slow paced and long. And I mean, to each their own, but I can't get into it. Just like when I was designing that pick guard for you, you were like Jimi Hendrix. And I was like, okay, I listened to his playlist so I could, like, you know, get a vibe. His music's not bad. It's not bad.
I'm not
gonna say anything.
Y'all, this is about to be the second episode. I'm about to take Asia's black card. I'm telling you right now.
No, I like his music. But the thing about it is it was on such a different level from what I was used to, and it was so, like, it wasn't jarring because, like, it's good, it's nice, but, like, I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into it on a creative, like, I'm gonna draw something based off this music. Like, I
feel you. Yeah.
Didn't he have, like, a white drummer?
Because you saw the logo.
His main trio was him on guitar, and then he had a white bass player and a white drummer.
But, like, what era is that? I feel like the Coke was pure back then, wasn't it?
Ruby.
Oh my God.
We're in college.
I'm sorry, but I just wasn't ready for you to
We're in college. We're in college.
Dude, yeah, the Coke was pure back then.
Yeah, well, because I feel like... Because I'm saying, like, what I'm saying is that like, him having, like, white people in his band is different than, like, one black person having white people in their band now. Like, it's not gonna hit the same now.
Yeah, no, they were getting it back then.
Like, it's hard to come by, like, white people that can, like, do it right, you know? I'm sorry.
But,
like,
you cannot be more right.
Yeah, like, I know, like, it sounds it probably like sounds like I'm like being prejudiced. Like if you haven't listened to like Black people music or like music that like Black people create and like are known for creating and like founded and like the different like the feel, because like there's a feel, you know. And like some like you can't just like artificially like create that feel.
Yeah, you can't like, it's not like you can take the musical content, play the same thing, and it feels the same. Yeah, it's not like that.
Yeah, it's very flat from what I heard. I heard like a
stop.
No, I heard like a jazz thing done by like, you know, it was done by like a Black jazz band or whatever you would call that. I don't know. And then it showed like, you know, the white musicians who took it and redid it. Oh, okay.
Were we not recording?
And
no, we've been recording this whole time.
Okay.
And it was very flat what the white musicians did, and they were like, you know, doing it fancy. You know, of course they recorded it first because, but it was not giving what it was supposed to have gave. Like when I listened to Black, when I said, why would you go back to the other one?
Please.
Why would you go to that one? It's like getting a dish and like you see it's good and then like another person gets it and they have stuff taken off of it and it's just like that one doesn't look as good as the original.
I'm dead.
I'm sorry. That's all
I'm dead.
It's just not a good time.
But anyway, let's get into. Oh my god, I lost my earring back. No, I didn't. Okay, we're good.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter. Look, we're trying to be candid.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyways, like I was saying, to get back to like the whole topic of putting Evo on blast. So I met Evo and this man said I'm a jazz and contemporary major. Now
please don't say that I didn't listen to jazz.
I'm gonna put it like this.
No, I wasn't about to say that.
Alright, word.
I wasn't even. See, don't do me. Trying to interrupt me.
I'm sorry,
sir.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so in my head, I'm thinking, ooh, jazz. Now, my only reference to jazz is what my grandparents listened to, which is like Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like in my head, I'm like, ooh, jazz. Like, yeah, jazz. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'm talking to this kid, and this man's like, I listen to Led Zeppelin. And you went through an Allman Brothers phase for like, it was like a month, bruh. Yo, that was crazy.
That was a wild time.
That was crazy. Bro, and he went through it. No, do you remember that phase?
Heck no.
Oh my god, that was crazy. But he went through a Led Zeppelin. Well, bruh, I remember back in the day, I couldn't even like talk about Led Zeppelin. I was about to get cut.
Oh my god. Hold on.
Like,
cause he was a stan.
Oh no, he was a stan. His family stands.
Okay.
They stand. Okay.
Stan Led Zeppelin?
Yes, y'all stand Led Zeppelin.
My brother definitely does. I don't know about my.
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he does anymore.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, but y'all both.
Neither do I either. But.
Yeah, but y'all both used to like stand Led Zeppelin. It was crazy.
Because that was like, bro, you have to understand. I didn't even start listening to music, period, like at all, until like 8th grade. That was when I started listening to music for myself, like not like whatever was on the radio whenever my parents were like in the car. Ooh. And so like it was like weird combination of shit.
But so like your mom has really good music taste. Actually, yeah,
she listens to some questionable shit.
Bro. Well, no. Well, your mom is your mom though. She's cute. Like she listens to like the stuff that you know.
What is
like,
that? What does that mean?
Like, what are the
you know
what I know. Okay, so like she listens to like the cute song on the radio, like the clean version of like Kiss Me More, and like the clean version of like Best Friend by Doja Cat and Sweetie. Like she's like, oh, this is like a cute song, not knowing that there's
she has a teacher playlist.
Yeah,
she's a teacher.
Yeah, okay. And so it's like it's so funny because like it's that, and then like. Well, then again, that's like from what I hear, but like it's like that kind of stuff and like the stuff that's like popular and like either is on the radio or was on the radio like forever ago. Yeah. Like you know how parents just like hear something like I like this song and they keep playing it. So like it's that.
That's really how they be.
And then like it's just like a bunch of like Spanish music, Hispanic type
music where they sing in Spanish.
Yes, music. That's what I meant. Like Spanish music. Then I was like, no, like not from Spain, but like yeah. So, like, it's, like, a lot of bruh. It's either, like, it's, like... Pop. It's like
What are
it's
you
like
watching?
2000s, like 2000s from like to now pop. Clean version, of course.
I was just thinking about something that Ruby kept laughing about a while ago.
What was it?
It was that lady who was like, she was singing fake Spanish or whatever the freak, and it was really bad, and you were just into it for like a week.
Oh my
Sauna,
God, bro.
that is a bop.
Okay.
Do not do Nafi Peluso like that.
Let's
Oh my
get back
God.
on topic.
But
I
she
laughed.
knows how to speak Spanish. Like,
Well, Nafi
Also, it's like
Peluso
a
is
parody.
also no. Thing about it. Let's get into it first. Is that the reason why it was such a big deal about like why she trended on Twitter and like why she sounds crazy is because she's trying to imitate
a dialect.
a dialect that's not hers because she's white Hispanic. Yeah, that's why it was like that. That's why it was a thing.
Oh.
And like if you have to like I have to show you, but like if you like specifically if you watch her Businesswoman music video, you can see like the influence that like black women have had like from the 90s have had on that song and also like on that music video. So like that's why she trended on Twitter and that's why I found it is because she was trying to imitate a dialect that was not hers.
It doesn't help that it was
Yeah, and
filmed
then you
like it was a
listen to it
parody.
for like a month straight.
Because it hits
nonstop in the
different.
car.
Because it hits different. It hits different.
Please get back on track.
Please,
I'm sorry.
please. Anyways, when I met Evo, he was listening to Led Zeppelin. He was listening to white jazz. Okay.
Okay. Oh,
Let me get done. And Coldplay. Ooh.
Oh, you
All
was
right,
waiting
all right.
to
Let's
say
get
that.
into the. Okay, now I'm not gonna try to defend myself and say that because I was definitely too into Led Zeppelin, too into Allman Brothers, into all this shit that was like.
Bro, we're on. This is school.
I'm sorry. I thought I was allowed to cuss as
It's
long as
okay.
it wasn't against someone.
They not gonna listen to it. It's okay.
Anyway,
Oh,
I just want to say I was listening to real jazz, like not white jazz. I was listening to like Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk, like all the real stuff.
Child. Anyways.
And then I was like blasting Led Zeppelin
Yes.
and the Allman Brothers, and I was like, "You've never listened to the Beatles? Like what?"
Bruh, when I met Evo, he was like so Caucasian, bro.
where's the flavor?
Where was the flavor? Truly? Where was the flavor? But anyways, so then let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all what happened. I want this to be on record, cause when Evo gets big, I need y'all to remember me. Okay.
Oh my God.
Just remember me. Let me tell you what happened. I was sitting in this boy's dorm room. Okay, we on the couch. I'm like, have you ever listened to Erykah Badu before? I knew what I was about to do. I knew what I was doing. and so I was like, okay, what song did I even play for you? Was it Bag Lady?
You played like I think you played On and On.
I did not play On and On because I didn't even know On and On like that.
Are you sure?
It had to have been
Oh,
Window
it was
Seat or
Window
Bag
Seat.
Lady. It was Window Seat?
Yeah.
Okay, so I played Window Seat and Eva was like, this is cool. Right? Okay.
That's a perfect impression of me.
Yo, y'all spend too much time together. It's okay.
Bruh.
It's fine.
But like I played it for him and then I think that was like your introduction into like neo soul.
Yes.
Yeah. And then cuz okay, when I met Evo was like I don't listen to new stuff. That's
Yeah,
I
was-
vividly remember that.
Yes, and I was like, most definitely, I wasn't like hard extremely into this mindset, but I was most definitely like, okay, most of like the only good stuff is the stuff you can make with like a guitar and drums and
Yeah.
like stuff like that stupid mindset. So I was like very much like still into that.
Yeah, but like I remember like, we had the conversation about like I don't listen to new stuff, and that was also like from the standpoint of like it's like it was two different viewpoints because like for you you're like I don't listen to new stuff, which is like the new stuff on the radio and like the new stuff that's like being pushed out to the general public, and like that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's like vastly different than like what's being pushed out now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like this is like us coming straight out of high school too.
Yeah.
So like straight out of high school. So like you're coming straight out of the environment that like your parents create for you.
Yes.
And like the environment that like you are in when you go to school, and like the people that you hang around. It's like a bubble kind of like society and like how you see it. But like it was like very different for him to be like, oh, I don't listen to new stuff, and me being like, you've never heard Daniel Caesar before? Okay, y'all, look, now, before I carry on, I know that he's canceled, but
You still listen to his ass?
I still do. Okay, and what about it? And I know that's very trifling. Like, I know it is. But when are we going to realize that? Can we just let people live their lives? Life is short, you know. I would like to hear Daniel Caesar's silky smooth voice. Thank you. And I just feel like his voice sounds too fine for him to be that ugly. So I should appreciate
Holy
that.
You do not have to do him like that.
What?
Yeah.
What? But
you didn't
anyways,
have to put it in words.
whatever. Anyways, but like, I remember you had said that, and I was like, you never listened to Daniel Caesar, and then I showed you Daniel Caesar, and I don't even know like
Japanese denim or something.
I showed you. Oh my god, I hate
because
myself because that was a song that I liked at the time. Was
and you were
Japanese
like, I
denim.
want you to play guitar while I sing this song.
Okay, well, first of all, there's like a whole other part of that we don't have to get into right now, like that whole thing.
I'm just not gonna out myself. I definitely did not just Google that man. It's okay.
Asia,
So
Asia, are you
just
black?
outed yourself?
I'm gonna go ahead.
Yo, Asia's not black. Asia's dark white.
Please,
At this
let
point.
me defend myself.
Not dark white.
Go ahead, defend yourself.
I was the art kid in school.
What does that have to do with anything?
Listen,
Okay.
I stayed in the daydreams, not the real world.
That
So
ain't
I did
daydream.
not listen to a lot of music. I just didn't because I was in my bag. I was always drawing, watching cartoons.
Actually,
And
you're still in the
my
daydream.
playlist consists
Please.
of a lot of cartoon music. I can't
We know.
help that. I'm sorry.
Yo, can we talk about
I'm a
cartoon?
space
Okay,
cadet.
first of all, cartoon music.
Slaps.
The song when Spinell comes on screen and in the
Other
Steven
Friends?
Universe movie.
Other friends, that she's a baddie. That's all I have
period.
to say. She was a baddie.
Period.
Like, now is her song better than Garnet's? No, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, first of
stand
all,
Garnet.
Steven Universe music in general hits.
Oh yeah,
True.
slaps.
That it hits.
10 out of 10.
Like,
That the art.
Rebecca
music.
Sugar was in their bag when they did
Yes.
that. Most definitely. Anyways, to get
But
to
yeah, don't play me too hard. I'm sorry, I didn't really get into the I'm black for a while. For
Well,
a
me
quick
neither.
minute, you know.
Oh.
I found out that I was black. I know that's a weird sentence. I don't know, but like recently, like I finally decided to like look at like my identity when I came to college.
Well, like also finding out when you're black, there's like two different like
Yeah,
ways
there's
that you find
two.
out that you're black. So like the one way that you find out you're black is like, oh, I am officially othered. Like
It's when you go to school.
like I am the other, you know. And then there's like the other aspect where it's like, ooh, I got a culture.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
cute.
That's where I'm at right now. So I don't know a lot of music, and then I like to listen to instrumentals because when I draw, if I have words playing,
It's
I
too much
get
in there.
overstimulated.
It's just
So-
too much going on in there.
So I used to be like a lo-fi hip hop and
Period.
jazz or classical music. Like I don't.
Period.
And I don't know the artist names, by the way. I hear songs added to my playlist and then I just forget about the artist. I know that's terrible when
It's
you
okay.
say it out loud, but that's just how I am. Because I hate stan culture. I don't stan people. These are just regular human beings. They are not gods. I will not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
I
can't
stand
do it.
Doja Cat. That's all I gotta say.
A lot of her music is nice. I don't know her personally, so
Period.
I don't.
I mean,
I'm not gonna buy a T-shirt for her.
oh no, I mean never that. But like if I saw Doja Cat, I'd be like, oh my god,
I'd be
you're
like, I
Doja
love
Cat.
your work. You're so great. Like I would
Yes.
talk to her like a human. I would not. Cry
Actually, no,
and
I
foam
don't
at the
stand
mouth.
Doja Cat because stands ride.
They're
Stands are
They're
crazy.
raunchy.
Like I'll be thinking
Not
that I'm a
raunchy.
stan.
They are.
I'll be thinking that I'm a stan, but then I'm like, I don't make fan cams, and I don't think I deserve that title of being a stan if I'm not willing to dedicate my time and energy
to
into
find out how
making
to
a fan
edit
cam.
videos to make a
Yes.
fan cam.
Because the fact that you have that many videos of Doja Cat just ready to go and edited in, it's not. Mm-mm.
and they be creative with it.
Yes, they do, and it's like it hit like they're really good, like they're very good fan cams, and I'm like, you know what,
And I'm talking middle schoolers are doing it, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, go for it.
right?
Wow.
Like, first of all, I'm about to expose myself.
Woo.
Y'all remember when fan cams were called edits?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
I found out. I made that transition when I joined Twitter. I was like, oh, they're fan cams.
No, I'm upset about it because I was like, this is an edit. What do you mean? And that was before edits. Before fan cam, so fan cam specifically refer to musical artists.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like mostly what like when you think of a fan cam. An edit is like fandom. you in a fandom, honey.
Oh, I see a lot of edits in like the anime community.
Yeah, like you know, like you in that Voltron fandom. You know, like
Don't say you, because that was all you.
Yeah, I was. It's okay. But
okay.
like there were like edits of just like, you know, the stuff that has Supernatural. Oh my god. I was not in that fandom, but Supernatural, Voltron, Steven Universe. And then like there was like a little bit of like the big bands back in the day, like on Tumblr, like The Neighborhood in like the 1975 and like what is Arctic Monkeys.
Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
We talking, do I want to know?
Yeah, mm-hmm. So like, yeah.
Nah,
that was crazy.
Arctic Monkeys now.
Okay. All right. Anyways.
That's funny.
Yeah, like that. I don't know, because that's been tickling my brain for a hot minute. Because I'm like, you know what? Y'all don't understand what it was like back in the day on Instagram and Tumblr. Talking about some fan cams.
Oh, I'm just realizing that a lot of my music taste is like, it's with the currents of pop culture. So you know how like people are just like you said, fan cams and stuff. Since I'm an artist, I watch a lot of like my brain went empty. So essentially people would like do these little animations to songs and stuff, and you know, it was like the animation period where people would like, you know, animate on Nintendo 3DS type stuff.
Yo.
So I would hear a lot of that music, and then I would like listen, and then I'd add it to my list, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna animate to this, or it's just like, this slaps. So that's where a lot of my music tastes come from.
Please.
So that's why a lot of my playlists are just TikTok songs.
Period.
I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Anyways, let's get back to it.
Yeah, get back to Evo. Let him defend himself.
So then I showed Evo Daniel Caesar. He was like, I like this.
Stop doing an impression. I'm gonna die.
I don't remember, like, I remember introducing you to Erykah Badu, and then like the next week or like the week after next, you were like playing Erykah Badu. Like,
it was that quick?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I remember because you were playing, like, you weren't even playing New America Part 2. You were playing Baduism, I think.
Yeah, Baduism.
Yeah.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. There was like this whole transition where you were just like, black music. And I was just like,
yeah. I feel like, it was
felt nice.
It was crazy. It was like we awakened something in them, you know?
Yeah, it's really wild.
Anyway, so you wanna tell us your experience? Your journey?
My journey? Okay, well, yeah, so like from that point, I guess, so like I Ruby showed me Erykah Badu, showed me Daniel Caesar, later showed me SZA.
What?
Yes,
I did show you SZA.
You showed me SZA. I remember you played,
it had to have been Control, like the whole album.
Yeah, it was Control, but it was like, what's
Supermodel?
that song? No, the one after that. Love? Is that what it's called?
No. Yeah, it's called Love. I showed you Love and not Doves in the Wind.
And you showed me Doves in the Wind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not your doubting past Ruby.
No, because I was like...
Willow Smith.
Oh, well, I went through a Willow Smith phase.
Yes, you did.
So did I.
Yeah.
I'll admit to that. I also loved her.
Oh, her is good. Yeah.
I love her.
Anyways.
Yeah, and it's like, it showed me a lot of new things, like, because I'm a musician, it like completely changed the way I play music. It completely changed the way like I think about listening to new music, because I like Ruby was saying before, I used to be the type to like, okay, if I can't hear like a guitar part, a drum part, and a bass part in this, and like I can't tell they're real instruments, then it's not real music.
Yeah.
And like
that also like plays into like, hold on. Yeah, but that's how like a lot of people are. Is that like that's why a lot of people don't think that like rap and hip hop are real instruments, and they doubt the musicality of it. And
there's nothing that will show you the musicality of it better than trying to make it.
Yeah. Because
like, I have made some terrible beats.
Yeah, because people think that like it's easy. People think like
you just gotta press some buttons.
Yeah, and that's it. And like a lot of people don't understand. Also, a lot of people who rap and make hip hop, they have extensive knowledge like about music.
You want to talk about homie?
What?
Dude who came over to my room.
Bruh, okay, we can get into that later. No, we can get into that later. Yeah. But like, cause like I had already mentioned it like last podcast.
Oh, really?
But like, I feel like that, like a lot of, and I think that also plays into the access that Black people have to instruments. And like the access that we have to disposable income, because like we don't.
Yeah, you can make it like on like if all you have is a laptop, then
that's it.
That's what you gotta make music on.
Like not a lot of people can afford not a lot of people can afford to get an instrument. Like especially like not a lot of Black people can like afford to drop money on an instrument, or even think that like dropping money on an instrument is like worth it. And there's also, we can also get into like the value of like a Black voice, and like that also like plays into the like the value of somebody's voice, like, and like literally any like aspect of like singing in like the Black community. Like I feel like a lot like the Black community places a lot of importance on how somebody sings and like what they can do with their voice, and like their like vocal agility and stuff.
I feel like that's very ingrained.
It's very ingrained in us,
in our culture in general.
And I think it also, I think it plays into like gospel music and like worship, and then also the fact that we didn't have access to instruments.
Yeah.
So like you had to do what you had to do.
They took them away.
Yeah. Yeah. So we didn't have access to traditional like American instruments. So like I think like if you listen to a song and you're like, oh, I can't hear like a drum part and like a bass and a guitar, think about like the access that person has to those instruments, and like the money that they have, and like why they may not have the money.
I might not know a lot of stuff about music, but one line that I always hear people say is like, you know, your voice is your instrument, or my voice is my instrument. It's just like, okay, yeah, like it helps me see kind of like music in a different way, because I kind of went through a music phase where I was like, I wanna make my own music. I don't wanna. Don't. It was gonna be terrible.
Me too. It's okay.
I was obsessed with the piano, and I didn't know how to play it. So I got a freaking iPad, and I was like,
GarageBand.
And I started trying to like fiddle with that, and I was like, I don't know what music theory is.
Yeah.
Metronome.
Please.
Oh
No, but like that's also like the importance that our parents like place on teaching us an instrument.
Yeah. I mean, I played alto sax.
Yeah.
I was really good. I was first chair, but
Ooh.
with asthma.
Now where's the saxophone now? Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I sold that to get here.
To get here?
I sold it to get here freshman year, low key.
Asia, we gotta get you
alto
sax.
Okay, the thing that happened was I
Hashtag
played
get Asia an alto sax.
Don't
right
do
now,
that.
please.
The thing about it is I really loved it. I loved the way it sounded, but it was really loud, and I was like, they wanted me to play tuba.
Sure.
That would have been cool as
No, because for some reason I'm good at blowing raspberries or something. I don't know. Anywho, I used to play it really well, and I really liked it.
Bro, we gotta get you.
I don't know what
sax,
happened.
bro.
I think I just stopped. I tried to play again. They told me my instrument was like broken because supposedly it can break in the case. It literally crushes itself with its own weight. So I had to get it repaired.
That's annoying.
Yo, what?
Yeah, that's also like you like the upkeep of an instrument.
Yeah, the upkeep of an instrument. So I got it repaired, and then I was like, I'm gonna play it now. And then I was like, it's too late. Like I've forgotten everything, so I sold it.
Please.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
It's really fun to learn an instrument. I really enjoyed learning like sheet music and stuff. And I was like,
you're one of the few that enjoys sheet music.
No, I really enjoyed reading it. It was so
Bruh.
great. I was like, yeah, codes and whatnot. It was like really fun.
Yeah, I get that.
And then I stayed tapping a foot. That was so fun. And I don't have rhythm. I can't dance. So I was surprised that I was okay in there.
I doubt you can't dance. I feel like you have more rhythm than me. Because I don't have rhythm.
You have a good rhythm.
I've seen you dance. The way we met each other was you dancing at me.
Hey, yo, I forgot. I used to harass Asia, bro.
But yeah, so
weird.
My whole lifestyle was like everyone was learning how to like twerk and stuff, and they kept on trying to teach me, and I like gave up because I was like, 1, it feels icky. 2, I can't hear the beat.
You said, where is it?
Where is it?
Oh my gosh.
Please.
But that's just going off topic. Yada
Please,
yada you.
Please.
What were you saying?
I forget what I was saying.
You said that you used to be like, if I can't
Oh
hear.
Yeah.
So yeah, that completely changed because like there's like And now I'll listen to anything. Like, I don't care what it is, as long as it's like there's value to be found in any kind of music.
Heck yeah.
And like, you don't need to having like a set of specifications. Like, oh, it needs to be this, and this to be real music is like pretty shallow.
It's very Chad of you.
Please. And also, what do you think? Like, when people are like real music, what do you think real music is? Because I feel like a lot of people's reasoning. Let's get into it for a second. Okay, so
Real
our
music.
freshman year, met this kid, and
You're getting heated. You're saying whatever, but it's
no,
fine.
because
That kid was annoying.
bruh.
You know.
I highly doubt that he's ever gonna hear this, so I honestly like do not care. And like if he does hear it, I like want his head to like explode. But like I want him to be like and get angry. I know, cause I know he's annoying in his classes. Cause his major,
Yeah, that's what we don't gotta get into this.
I know, but his major, I know he be making them.
He seems like the devil's advocate.
Oh my
Student.
god, very much so.
Oh my god. Okay, but anyways, first of all, besides the fact that he was up Evo's butt for what? Don't know. Anyways, he was like,
Yeah, that was
weird.
That was weird.
He was. I mean, I don't know. I could play guitar pretty well.
Well,
He
it's
was like-
because like you were like stoic. You were like quiet and you like played guitar and you like looked cool. And so like people were like,
Did I look cool?
yeah.
Thanks.
I mean like cool. I mean cool from all of us who came straight from high school.
Yeah.
Oh no, you
You
had more
looked-
character development
Yeah,
coming
like-
here than I did. I'm gonna.
Like I feel like you came looking like the coolest.
You were together.
Yeah.
Me, I was like, okay, cute outfits. You know, don't conceal, don't feel, don't let them know.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let them.
Conceal.
Please. Oh my gosh.
Evo came. He was all like, yeah, instrument, and that's literally how our roommate was like all up on you too, because you had an instrument.
Hey,
Yeah, that was like.
Actually, I wasn't even
didn't-
like all up on you like that.
No.
All right, y'all. There was a name mentioned that we cannot have on this podcast for privacy reasons. So run it back. We're going to get right back to it. Yo!
Not the name. Not saying her name.
Oh my god!
And she's black, so she might hear it.
Oh my god!
We're gonna have to
We're gonna
edit
cut
that
this
out.
whole thing
God
out.
damn.
Cut it out. Okay,
Yeah,
restart.
cut it out.
Restart.
No, listen. We can just say a name was mentioned, and we don't want that name to be mentioned.
Yes, we won't mention the name. My bad. I forgot the mic was on.
Please.
Flow state, you know.
Flow state.
Please. Okay, anyways.
Yeah, but like no, the like I would just bust out a guitar whenever I was in a social situation because I didn't know how to talk.
Yeah,
to
okay,
people.
so let me tell y'all what happened.
I love that.
Everyone else thought Evo was just
Mysterious.
like mysterious, antisocial, like that, like, and he just wanted to play guitar.
I just
but
had crippling anxiety.
Yeah.
Don't we all? That's
Yeah, like everyone else was like, "Oh, he's cool," and Evo was like, "I don't want to talk to people." Guitar.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. But let me tell you what happened. So basically, there was this kid. I don't even know. Like, I think y'all had like econ together. That was
No, we didn't even.
Y'all had the same
yeah,
econ
we
class.
were both in econ, but we weren't even in the same like
So
section.
how did y'all meet?
I think he was. Oh, he was trying to get into the same frat as my roommates.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Like first week, like
I
second week.
remember that.
Oh yeah, because they rushed like
and
early.
I don't know if I forget it. Oh, well,
I don't
know
think
if
he
we
did.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't
But,
matter. Anyways, so okay, we're gonna get into something later about something else that he said, but what happened was that we were sitting there and he had mentioned how rap isn't a real genre, and his reasoning was because people from his high school can do it, like people from his high school are SoundCloud rappers, and I'm like. And I remember, like, it was, I mentioned this earlier, like, in, like, another episode, saying how, like, this was, like, my first time having to navigate, like, being a black woman, like, alone, like, in a setting that was, like, not my home, and, like, not being, like, my hometown, and, like, having to navigate, like, my reaction to it, because, like, obviously, to a regular, like, arrogant and ignorant white man, you think that you can just speak on whatever you want to speak on, whatever, cool. You clearly, and you think you know what you're talking about, and you don't. So like, it was like, And people like don't understand, and this is also just like being black and like being like forced to share our culture and like share our culture as we develop our culture, is that like it's on display to everyone. Everyone can consume it. So like me having a different perspective of what rap is because of like my family and like where I come from is like different than this white kid who's like probably from like a suburb and like like you know, and like his sister's boyfriend's older brother Chad is like a SoundCloud rapper. And it's like just because and the thing about it is like a lot of people try to rap because they think it's easy.
Yeah. I went to, I'm going to out myself here. I'm not proud of it. I went to a Catholic high school. Mm-hmm. And there were kids there who were trying to rap.
Hey, yo, pause. Can we talk about the kid in your brother's yearbook talking about some, no, I'm not the only black kid at Bishop?
That was hilarious. That was so funny.
I love that kid, bruh. Oh, my God, I love him. Oh, Lord. The struggle, truly. The struggle. Oh. But, yeah, like, I mean, obviously, like, there are some people from my high school who, like, tried to rap. Because, like, that's just how it is. I mean, obviously, like, it was high school. But, like, a lot of people think that they can rap because, like, that's what's like, in right now. And so, like, people want to do it.
That's what everybody talks about.
Yeah, and people think it's easy.
And it's, like, a joke to them, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're, like, okay, let me, like, try to make, like, something that's actually, like, worthy of this art form.
Yeah, like, they're not, like, fighting for their life in the field. They're just like, oh, I'm just going to put it out there. If I get popular, and I'll keep doing it, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And, like, the thing about that is, like, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I had a point to make. Oh, I was going to say, anybody can try to make music in any genre. Just because someone is bad at a genre, like, just because, like, a group of people can do it bad, doesn't mean that the genre isn't real. Or, like, doesn't mean that, like, it's, like, you know, like, worth like, that, like, it's not worth recognition. Because, like, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of, like, bad, like, very bad pop songs and, like, very, very bad R&B songs and, like you know, like, very, like, there's probably very bad country music, but it's not on display because, like, that's not what's in, like, that's not what was in when we were in high school. So, like, nobody was trying to do that. So, like, and also I feel like a lot of people think because you don't have to have the ability to sing that they can do it because, like, they're like, oh, I can speak, but it's true. Also like, no, there's, like, way more to you having, like, to you rapping. But anyways, that's, like, a whole other thing about, like, respecting the art form and, like, rap. And if you're going to rap, you need to be able to freestyle.
And people don't, like,
but that's because people don't put, like, the value, like, people
don't
think
value
about
it the same as
like, people don't think about, like, the different aspects of being able to rap. Like, people think that they can.
I think it's crazy.
Yeah, but that's because, like,
I could never do it.
It's a completely different language to me. They're talking, like, they say this one thing and then make another reference and then
like, you have to be smart.
And I'm just like, please.
No, because
there's
like,
too much happening.
Because, like, you have to like, it's also the way you deliver your, like, deliver it. So, like, you have to, like, be able, like, the voice that you use. And, like, how you project, and then also how you are going to say what you're going to say, and you have to be able to, like, rhyme, and, like, you don't have to be able to rhyme, but if you're not going to rhyme, then you need to figure out another way to make it flow. Like, you have to have a flow.
Yeah, there has to be, like
you have to have a flow, and you have to have, like, rhythm. Like, you have to, like, be on beat, because if you're not, it's gonna be wrong. Like, it's not gonna sound right.
I was about to give an example, but I think it's a terrible one.
Oh Lord, what are you about to say?
It's like Hamilton.
Hamilton? I haven't listened to Hamilton.
I've never listened to it either.
Lin-Manuel Miranda has a specific way that he raps that just sounds like he's savagely savagely projected speaking.
Yeah,
and
he's
it I don't know if it rhymes. I've listened to the playlist thousands of times, and when I'm remembering it, it's just like, I practiced the law, I practically perfected it. Like, there's just that one line that hits me, and I'm just like, okay,
It hits.
It kind of hits, but at the same time, now that I'm listening to it, he's not the best rapper. And when I hear him in anything else, he's not the greatest. But when he got popular, I could see why he did, because he was doing rap in a way that he only could.
Well, yeah, he was also doing rap. I'm about to.
Go ahead.
So he did a rap that was palatable to white people, and like to the white audience. And this also plays into, because if you, I don't know if anybody else notices that people that like Hamilton also went through a 21 Pilots phase. All right,
I went to a 21 Pilots phase. So.
Exactly, and I did too. The only reason why I did not listen to Hamilton was because I was like, didn't he own slaves? Ew. I was like, what?
I love that.
Well, I was like, why would I ever like try to like? I don't care, because like, what?
Art brought me into it again.
Please,
it was the animation.
But like, there's also like this big thing with Tyler Joseph, the like. Is he the lead? Like, yeah, well, no, like the lead of like 21 Pilots, where he would reference like when he would like rap, is that he's not a rapper.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he said that he's not a rapper, and it's like, why aren't you a rapper? Why don't you want to be a rapper? Let me know, because you're not singing.
And that's been that. I mean, like y'all know this, but like that's been happening with like name a genre of black music. Like that's what has been happening for years, like decades.
Yeah.
Because like if you think about like, let's say like okay, gospel music. Mm-hmm. Like you had like the white churches would be like, okay, you have to sing this type of music. It's very much like sterile, and it's like straight ahead. And then like you had the black churches singing like the music that was sung there, and then all of a sudden like the white churches like start incorporating aspects of it while still saying this type of music is like barbaric. Mm-hmm. Like this is like not fit for worship. Yeah. And then you have like elements of that music being incorporated into the white churches while the people are still saying you shouldn't be playing.
I think it's so funny, because I don't know if, have you sat in a white church before?
No.
I have, and it's
boring.
My aunt fell asleep, and she snores very loud, so she was snoring very loudly in there. And she's the kind of sleeper who will go to sleep, then snap out of it, and then go back, and then she'll go back to sleep. They tried to sing some black music, but their excuse was, our usual musician person isn't here, and I assume they were black. I don't know, but what they sung was an abomination.
Please.
Then again, in the way, and I'm sorry, and then the white worship is completely different from black worship. Yeah, it's like they're trying to do black worship, but it seems like they're casting spells, and I'm very afraid in there.
Please, well, also black worship also like please, black worship also like the way that we like worship goes back to like our roots, like before slavery.
When I think about it, I think Town of Salem type beat. When I think white worship, we get to break from the bindings of our society. We're gonna go in the woods, get naked, and just run around and shout and scream, because that's what we want to do. Yo. That's what I think of when I think of white worship and white music. I feel like it's very much,
that would be way cooler than white worship.
White worship. I was gonna say white worship is like.
I mean, like in a Catholic church.
It's okay, dry. First of all, Catholic church is
very much dry.
I was about to say.
I know it's dry.
Speak on it, honey.
It's like,
what you want to say?
It's just no. It was like so.
Is there music?
Yes, there is music.
There are like hymns.
Well, in some churches there's no music, but I
have a question. What is mass? What's
mass? Is like.
Is it service?
It's the equivalent of that, yeah.
Well, what do y'all do?
It's like a church service.
Y'all just like stand there and be sad?
I'd be sad if I went to any Catholic service. Yo,
they about to take us off the air. They about to be like,
facts. Oh, sorry.
Sometimes you sit while people read at you. Sometimes you stand while people read at you. Sometimes you stand and say stuff together. And sometimes there's a bunch of people and an organ.
Can we get at the fact that this man said read at you? Can we get at that for a second?
Well, that's what it was for me.
I'm not.
A lot like. Well, I mean, there was a period in time where I thought I was like into it. Mm-hmm. That time has come and gone. No, but like it's like, and even for the people who are like, oh, I'm a devout Catholic, like they're not paying attention. They go to check a box and say they went to church on Sunday and they got.
Okay,
communion.
so like any other person who goes to anything like a church.
Yeah, I mean,
That's-
like
yeah,
a lot of
But
people.
also, well, no, but also, like, I feel like there's a, I don't know, every Catholic person that I have met, or like any person that has like was Catholic, so sad. Like, I feel like when you like talk about like being Catholic, it's always like, bruh, like it's always like the dread that you can see in their eyes when they talk about it. And like I went to church, and like I mean I didn't like church. Like, I do not go there now.
I simply didn't like it because it was loud.
Yeah, well, I just didn't like the culture. We can get into that later.
That part.
Yeah,
We'll talk
but
about
anyways,
that.
anyways, but like there are like some aspects that are like still like important to me. Like gospel music is like very like, even though I do not go to church, I still be out here singing like.
I sung in the choir. I can't tell you that I like any specific musicians or anything, but like
Please, yeah, but like
singing is
we know some songs. Like I like if I bust out with some Kirk Franklin. In front of some black people,
I might hop on that.
Like in front of some black people, they're gonna be like, bruh, stop playing, and then join in.
Yeah,
and start clapping and do a little 2-step and call it a day. So it's like, I mean, like, oh, what you were saying about like the difference in like gospel music.
Yeah,
is that like, I feel like that just goes back to like how we worshipped, how black like how Africans worshipped, and how like the transition of like coming from Africa to the Americas.
I feel like
then like having to assimilate, because like obviously like I took a class. I took the intro to the study of religion class. I failed it, but I learned a lot.
That's hilarious.
Please, but they were talking about how like groups of people that came over, and like their like different, like the different deities that they worshipped, they had to give them traditional Catholic names, but like. But so that way, like, they wouldn't get in trouble, but they were still worshiping, like, their Catholic, like, saints. But it was still like whoever it was that they that they were actually worshiping. And then over time, obviously, like, that lost its meaning, and now we are where we are now.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, like now we are where we are now, but like we still worship like the same. Where like service goes on forever. Like praise and worship is like the main event. Like praise and worship is like going on and on and on and on and on and on. And like the importance of the music like during a sermon and stuff like that is like because of like the importance that like we put into a beat. You know, a good beat, man.
Good beat.
But anyways. Let's get back. Let me tell you. Okay, so we got sidetracked. So basically, we're talking about the dude that was like, rap isn't real and whatever. I wanted to get into something else that he said, because he also said it was okay. He was up Evo's behind for like, it felt like a long time, but it wasn't. And there was a point where we were all sitting in like the living room area, and Evo was being a space cadet, you know, like that dude was not in this realm. He was doing something.
That's what I do. That's just me.
Like Evo don't pay. He does not pay attention to anything, bro. So like we're sitting there, and it's like me. Should I breather?
I don't know.
No,
Not.
I don't think you were. No, I think you were. No. Somebody else was there.
I don't go nowhere.
Child. Okay. Anyways, so we were over there, and was like Evo's roommates and dude was somebody. Dude was always talking about a guitar. Like he was always talking about guitar and how like he can play guitar, and like always trying to play guitar with Evo or whatever. But somebody had asked him what his major was. Like, is he a music major? And he said, no, I don't want to be flipping burgers or something like that. Yeah. And like Evo didn't hear it. And I remember I was like, huh? And they were like, bro, Evo's a music major. He was like, oh, I didn't know. Like, I'm sure you're gonna find something. And then the direction, but then the direction of the conversation went not like, it wasn't, bro, do you realize that like you have to audition to get in? Like it was instead like, Evo, what do you want to do with that degree? Yeah. And I just want to get at the fact that we are not guaranteed to get jobs after this. Like bachelor's degrees are not hard to come by. Our parents preaching us that we need to get a bachelor's degree. No, honey, you need to get you a master's if you want to if you want to be guaranteed to get a job.
Yeah, and even though it's pretty like not like the most useful to have a bachelor degree, it's crazy how much worse it is to not have any type of degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I just want to say that like it's not fun. Like it's not a fun time. Like I don't understand like the people putting the importance in like, oh well, like, well, what do you want to do with this degree? And it's like, bro, you're not even guaranteed to like use the degree that you even have.
Yeah.
So like, calm down, please, chill out.
Yes.
And also, can we just? I feel like, and I'm gonna defend you, music majors, for a little bit here, even though y'all get on my nerves. But for a lot of people that want to act like music majors aren't like for real about this stuff, I want you to audition to get in. Okay.
That's crazy, by the way.
Because when I found out Evo had to audition, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was shook.
And then there's like,
and then you have to like keep on.
you have to keep like you take classes, and then there's like juries at the end of the year, and your grade depends on how much, if you can showcase what you have learned or not. And if you can't, they do not hesitate at all to be like, all right, C, you got a C on your final, or like, okay, you got like I'm not gonna lie, I messed up my final jury for like my freshman year. They were quick to give me a D.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm just saying like y'all out here with y'all little engineering majors and stuff, and y'all little poli-sci majors and stuff. I just want to let y'all know that these folks be having to
y'all
work.
be fighting for y'all lives.
Yes.
You can't cheat on the final performance.
Man.
I would also like to say, you know how the rest of us, we was like, Zoom was serving us right, okay? they still had
there
to
was no
yeah.
Zoom, there was no
Yeah.
Zoom for that, because like there's no Zoom, like maybe for music theory where you like are writing a lot, but you're still in person for that. Like there's no break there.
Yeah, like they still had to like perform and like do stuff. So just to like put it out there for y'all, if y'all don't know, if you don't know anyone that's a music major, just saying,
I'm put like this.
it's not easy.
I saw Evo doing an assignment once. He was like, yeah, we have this song, I have to rewrite it in or something. Like he had to rearrange it.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
And I was like, how'd that work? Because the thing about it is, I hear a song and someone's like, okay, now give me a different version of it. I'm gonna be like, so you mean different tone, or no, I need notes to be rearranged.
Yo, that's crazy.
Evo, and he was doing it,
Bro, you remember
like
when
his no, I'm gonna talk
his brain, bruh.
Oh
your
my
freaking
God.
mind, man. I don't know how you do it, because I can barely sing with another person and not switch over to the tone they're
Right.
on. And you're over here like, oh, okay, that's C minor, that's blah blah blah. I'm like, what? So yeah, props to the music majors. You can't fight that. That right there. That's solid. They fought to be here. What you do, you applied.
You applied and got accepted. Okay,
You were
okay.
Which is hard. Like
Okay, and now first of all,
I get it.
I'm gonna take back what I said about engineering, because y'all be working hard too.
yeah, I was about to say
Freshman
they
year,
do not have it
no.
easy.
No. But like what I was saying was that like you're an engineering major, and you're like, what are you gonna do with a music degree? And it's like,
Yeah.
bruh, okay, all right. Like he be working just as hard as you. Please calm
I
down.
love how we were like, yes, decolonized. Then we were just like, nah, because we roasting y'all.
Yeah,
Music is hard.
We really got off that topic.
It's okay. We'll be alright. Anyways, anything else you want to talk about? Decolonizing your music taste. How to decolonize your music taste.
Yeah, I mean, just like a major thing.
The importance of decolonizing your music taste.
Well, then, like something that like you have commented onto me a lot of times, and that like I also notice all the time, is that like you see all these people out here, popular or not, doesn't really matter, but they're like playing black music and not wanting to acknowledge, or like playing music that like directly borrows from black music. And they're like, well, this is like my music, this is like my thing, and like no acknowledgement whatsoever of like, okay, you use the same drum sounds like from this, or like you use like the structure of this song is like this, or like like the language that you're using, the musical language that you're using, is not something original that you came up with. And like, sure, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking like, whoa, never thought of it as like a musical language. Like,
yeah,
you just blew my freaking dome just there, dude.
Because like you hear like there's certain I mean, you call them licks or maybe riffs or stuff like that will show up, and you'll be like, that's like definitely like an R&B thing, and this is not an R&B quote song, I guess, or like it can be any combination of genres, but like they don't want to acknowledge it. And like, sure, there's some original ideas you're bringing to the table, but you can't just ignore everything that is not original about what you're doing. Like, you have to like acknowledge that. And then, like, that's something that you see, like, Billie Eilish is one that you've told me about.
What did I say? What did she do? I forgot what she did.
Well, it's like, just like having like some like real disregard for rap music, even though there's like trap beats all over her stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's not even like her. Well, yeah, like she mentioned how like she doesn't like the whole like the showiness of like the rap culture,
and like
also
the way
also
she
she's
dresses.
rich. Yeah, but like that. But also like she's rich, like whatever. Like you're like a rich white girl who grew up in LA. Like, I bet you that you have a different experience than black people who have also grown up in LA.
And and there's like,
but like that was also her brother. Like, her brother is also very much, and I feel like that also influences how she sees what she does, because he, as a white man, lives a different life and is allowed to have certain opinions. And so like
and not to mention, like, there's a whole reason why like rap music, like the what Billie Eilish called like the showiness, or like the bragging or the gloating or whatever she said, there's a whole reason why that's a trope in rap music. Like, and we don't got to get into all that, but like so like being able to acknowledge that, I think is a huge thing. And then you get the people who are like, okay, well, we've been borrowing, like all music is stealing from other people.
Oof.
And like, okay, sure, yes, okay, we get it. Like, you reuse and like put new spins on ideas that have come before, but you can't say it's the same as like classical Western European composers like stealing ideas from it, because it's not the same. That music was like the norm. It was like celebrated. And then in like America, you had like black music that was being labeled as like offensive, or like, and I'm talking about like back in like the 60s, but like it was like deemed like not worthy for like the public.
Yeah.
It was like obscene.
Yeah. We can also get into like how much black people contribute to pop culture.
Yeah.
Especially in music. And not a lot of people like to acknowledge that. Especially like people don't understand that like where would the like country music be if black people weren't here? You know? Cause like or like the whole, or like I feel like a main one that people know is like rock and roll, and like how people are like, ooh, Elvis
Never wrote an original song in his life.
And you probably didn't know that. Like, a lot of people don't know that like Elvis did not write original songs. And like that's like a lot of people don't want to acknowledge.
And who knows? Sorry.
I was just saying, like, a lot of people don't want to acknowledge what black people have done for pop culture and what black people have done for music as a whole in America, and not even in America, like worldwide, and like other like in like the diaspora, and like what other like African descendants have done. Yeah,
and like I was saying before, like it's not the same thing as like classical, for just as an example, classical musicians borrowing from other classical, because like it was music that was being labeled as inappropriate, but at the same time it was being taken from them, played by white people, and all of a sudden it's appropriate, you know?
Yeah, it's so because you're on like a different playing field. Like it's also like the other aspects of it besides just like it's not just music.
Yeah, so like when people say okay, well, is everyone whoever writes any music gonna say, okay, well, I got this from this person, this from this person, this from this? No, like obviously not, because that's not the same. Like if you're playing like a black music form, then you have to acknowledge that that's what it is.
Yeah, and you also need to have like the appreciation for it.
Yes.
And like that also is like knowing your place, and like having the appreciation for it, and knowing when to speak on that art form. And I feel like a good example of that is like Kenny Beats. Like Kenny Beats is like heavily involved in like the rap and hip hop realm.
Mm-hmm.
And like what comes with rap and hip hop is social justice and like Black Lives Matter and like a lot of black issues. And you don't see him talk out of turn. Even though like a lot of, and I feel like a lot of his fans probably do look to him, because he's probably like, he's most likely like the gateway to people.
I love Kenny Beats.
Yeah, like he's probably like the gateway to like 14-year-old white kids.
Yeah,
like getting
definitely
into like rap and hip hop.
And he actually makes jokes about that all the time.
Yeah. So like it's like knowing your place in that field, and knowing that you were given the opportunity to partake in this.
Yeah, and he also uses the platform that he has to
amplify.
Yeah, amplify, and also like he does. I mean, obviously he's like a huge Twitch streamer. Like there's all kinds of donations that he does, all kinds of everything to like. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend to know all the organizations that he donates to, but like he uses like the platform that he has, making music that came from a black tradition.
Yeah, he makes an effort.
Yeah.
Well, because that's also like this. What I was saying, like being like when I feel like when you step into like the spotlight, like in like the realm of hip hop and R&B and rap, but especially like rap and hip hop, is like you are expected as just like a black person, but you're also like expected to speak on certain issues and certain black issues because of the art form, and like because of the how connected the art form is to commentating on like what's going on.
Yeah,
like the NWA, for instance,
and how
like
connected
NWA.
it is to the region that it comes from.
Yeah,
that's a whole other like, because like people pretend to like be like, oh yeah, I'm into rap or I'm into hip hop, and then like they don't realize that like, and Kenny Beats does his homework, because he knows this stuff, and like if you're like, all right, I want name a type beat of like any region, like he can do that. And it's like people don't realize that there's like a tradition to each like place where that music is created, that like makes like this came from like Chicago, like this came from wherever.
Oh yeah, because I feel like a lot of people think of rap as like rap as a whole, and not a lot of people think about like the difference between Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm already overwhelmed.
No, because like people is like a whole thing, whatever. But like people being like Cardi B and Nicki are the same, and they're not. And also like with that, because like what also comes with rap is like the drama behind it and all, whatever.
I mean, I can already tell just by listening to their music that it's different.
Yeah, so but also you have to know that Nicki and Cardi don't mess with each other. They don't like each other, so why would they go? But why would they go through the same people? Yeah, to get their beats. So like, and
they act like they're saying the same stuff.
Yeah, like they're not, and like that, and also
the delivery's different.
And also like acknowledging like this whole thing now about women talking about sex, and like black women talking about sex and rap, and how it's like a big deal, and how like it's like WAP was like a really big thing for like white people to be like, oh my god, that's so terrible.
And then in majority of the music they listen to is like it's the sexualization of black women, and then like okay, but like black women have their thing.
But like also like thing about it is that like without Nicki Minaj, where would music be? I can
stick with that because
like I'm not even a barb like that. Like I'm not a barb, but like we can acknowledge like. Without Nicki, we wouldn't have Cardi, and we wouldn't have no Doja Cat, and we wouldn't have Megan Thee Stallion, and we wouldn't have like so many other black artists, like not even rappers, just like black artists that like are women.
Yeah,
because like Nicki set the standard. Yes, like Nicki set the standard, and like I feel like not a lot of people like acknowledge that, and like the difference between like how like the difference between Nicki, where she comes from, the difference between Cardi and where she comes from, and also the difference between Megan Thee Stallion and where she comes from.
Yeah.
And also the fact that people think that Megan is like the only person who sounds like that, and so any person who sounds like Megan is like like automatically like copying her. When in reality, she comes from a region where that's popular.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that. I think someone was talking about how like this one girl who was rapping was like managed by like Megan's old manager.
Yeah.
And she was like a copy of Megan, but I get what you're saying about like it being like a region.
Yeah, like it's like a regional thing, and like a lot of people don't understand like the complexities of rap and hip hop, and like understand also people. It's just like well, like being white and being allowed to think that music is just music. And like that, and that a lot of things are just what they are, and not that like rap is.
It serves a lot of different.
Yeah,
it's not
like,
just the purpose of music.
Yeah, like rap. Yeah, like rap is like the expression of like initially it was like black men and like them expressing like what they go through, and like people, and then people automatically being like, ooh, that's glorifying violence. Yeah. When it's not. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to be traumatized by growing up in the hood.
Thank you.
I just want to say that.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, nobody like wants to like lose childhood best friends. Like nobody wants to do that. Yeah. Like nobody wants to be in that lifestyle. If you talk to people who have lived that lifestyle, they're gonna be like, no, I'm traumatized. Like I hate it. And also that's just like that comes with like the invalidation of like black men's feelings and like their mental health and like the concept of PTSD and what like PTSD is and all that, whatever. But like I feel like initially like that's what it was. It was like a form of expression, and with that, white people were like, no. Like you're like no. What are you talking about? No, like stop. Like
I think I learned about that in the mass comm class that I took O'Brien.
I don't remember.
Okay, so we essentially talked about how like how black people are allowed to express themselves through mainstream media, and essentially the music, the rap, R&B stuff that we know today. The reason why it's the way it is now is because that's how white people wanted it to be.
Yeah,
that's the only thing they accepted. Like they were like, please, yes, put stuff out like this. And whenever someone tried to go out that mainstream, they were essentially silenced.
I just read something on that, and there was this thing about somebody. It was like No Name. You know who No Name is? No Name is like a rapper. Some of y'all might know her, but she. I hear her. No, because you're about to hear why. She is a rapper, and she like she wasn't like the stereotypical like rapper, and so she would rap about social issues and stuff, and she's like very pro-black. And she was saying how one time she was at a show and she looked at the crowd, and the crowd was majority of white people, and so she stopped rapping after that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good way to like show you where you're at.
Yeah, like she said she looked out and she was like, I don't want to be performing for white people, like my art form, and black art, I don't want to perform that for them. And so she stopped doing it.
Because that brings up the whole historical thing of like we were kept around for entertainment.
And like minstrelsy and all that stuff.
You can think, this is a terrible example, and I hate to bring it up. You think Django, like they had them fighting and stuff for their entertainment. People would be getting
zoos
killed. They had zoos. And then we were taken for our art. Essentially, we were encouraged to do art, and it was only to entertain white people.
Y'all want to hear a crazy tidbit I found out a couple weeks ago?
Go for it.
Tidbit.
So I don't know. This is only me. I used to watch the old. It's Steamboat.
Steamboat Willie?
Steamboat Willie. It's the first like Mickey Mouse animation. Do you know that it's inspired by minstrelsy?
That's rough.
Yes. Okay, so basically this is crazy. So basically I only saw it because it was like they were talking about a Jay-Z music video or something. But
Oh.
Like the reason why animation, like why we have animation, is because like minstrelsy was a thing, and the inability of the white performers in blackface to do the exaggerated movements and like the exaggerated like facial expressions that they wanted to do to mock us. So animation was a thing where it allowed them to do that.
I love that.
And Steve-O Willie was inspired by that era of...
You want to take that as a segue into me?
Please.
No, that's rough.
Bro, we gotta do like another part of it, like of the episode
definitely.
or something. Alright, y'all. That's the end of page 3. We got a little sidetracked, so you gotta come back next week for page 4. Thanks to Evo for the music.
You're welcome.
And that's it.
Turn that stupid ass shit down.